Insidiousness of It All by Michael Skinner.
The scene is at Shirley Medium Prison in Massachusetts. The time is the present. The following play is partially based on actual events that occurred at the Shirley Medium Prison in Massachusetts. The two men you're about to meet, Mike and Joe, are real. Joe is 69 years old and has been incarcerated for over 41 years. He served 2 combat tours in Vietnam and was awarded the Bronze Star for valor. In Vietnam, Joe was exposed to Agent Orange, and he suffers from severe chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Joe has required oxygen and breathing treatments in a wheelchair for several years now. Mike is 51 years old and has been incarcerated for close to 29 years, serving a second-degree life sentence. Both men have served long stretches in solitary confinement for speaking out against prisoner abuse and brutality. Their shared beliefs have made them close friends as the years have gone by. Scene 1 occurs inside Joe's cell. Mike has just finished putting all of Joe's things away and is setting up his breathing machines. Joe wheels in, and Mike takes a seat on Joe's footlocker so that they can have a talk.
You're all set. Let me know if there's anything else that needs to be done.
Well, thanks, Mike. But I think I'm good for now. Man, what a huge difference it is from hospital wards in the back. You wouldn't believe how bad it is back there.
I've heard some real horror stories.
Did you hear about Lefty?
That he died?
No, more to it than that. He was doing okay when I could help take care of him. I made sure he had a shower, then I would help him shave. He was 83 years old and in sad shape. He had a bad ticker too, along with Parkinson's disease. But I tell you what, Mikey, he was still sharp as a tack.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, we had a real good lot of laughs too. Listen to this one. During the Super Bowl, I happened to have a couple of Hershey bars that someone smuggled into. So I asked Lefty if he wanted one. He leaped on it too. So he's in the bed next to mine, and I sort of had my back turned to him. He asked me if I wanted some almonds because he had no teeth to eat them. I kept looking at the TV and thinking, where the hell did Lefty get almonds from? I turned around just in time to see him sucking chocolate right off the Hershey almond bar. In front of him on a damn piece of toilet paper that had a pile of about 10 almonds on it. I gave him a look too. We both started laughing. I tell you, he laughed so hard that we couldn't even breathe. But I tell you, Mikey, it was a good moment for both of us, boy.
It sounds like it. So what the hell happened to him?
Well, one day, they came up to him and told him that they wanted to put him in the back. You know, into one of them fireman wars that pretty much that everybody ignored you. I knew that would be the end of no one would be able to help Lefty out then.
Who the hell did that?
You know, Deputy Inedible.
Figures. So I imagine that was the beginning of the end for Lefty, huh?
Yeah, sure enough. Listen, Mikey. He wasn't even gone 2 days, and one of the nurses approached me and asked me if I could go and talk to Lefty and convince him to wear his diapers because he refused to put one on. So I rolled on down the hallway in my wheelchair, and I helped put Lefty in one of those. They put Lefty in one of those fucked up bubble cells.
You mean the kind with all the plexiglass with all the lights in it?
Yep, real nightmare too, and real small. So anyway, I go in, and the stench hits me like a brick fucking wall, man. Lefty is laying sideways across the bed, smeared in his own shit.
Unfucking real.
Yeah, tell me about it. So I get Lefty to sit up, and I tell him that he'll be okay in diapers just for a little while until the diarrhea passes. Then he'll be all right.
Jesus Christ, it got like that, and no one was helping him?
Not a fucking soul either. Then Lefty starts crying, grabbing me, and wouldn't let go. He kept sobbing and begging me to get him out of here, that he was being punished for being sick.
What did you do?
Well, I finally calmed him down, put him to bed after he got cleaned up. I didn't want to leave him, but they made me to. All he kept repeating as I was going was, "It ain't right, Joe. It ain't right." So I told him I'd see what I could do to get him back by me. But everyone I spoke to didn't even want to hear it. They pretty much told me to mind my own damn business.
Who told you that?
More like who didn't tell me. I spoke to the head nurses, the lieutenant, the shift commander, even the deputy. But they all gave me the same bullshit answers about it being a medical decision and that it was out of their hands. None of them gave a fuck about Mikey or Lefty, or even for us for that matter.
So how long did Lefty last back there before he died?
Oh man, about a week. I remember like it was yesterday too. Listen, I snuck back there to check up on him, right? And to let him know what was being said. But his cell was empty. I approached one of the decent nursing assistants, and they told me that Lefty had died during the night. I had never been so pissed and sad at the same time, Mikey. Lefty just became another casualty to the prison healthcare system. Just another statistic. I saw Rico die, I saw Ricky die, and Pete right after him, man. And then there was all the guys back there suffering from severe dementia, wandering around absolutely clueless to where they are. One guy saw so demented that he used to stand by the doorway every day, sometimes naked with a t-shirt and a towel in his hand. One time I asked him what he was doing, he told me he was waiting on the damn bus.
And no one noticed him standing there bare ass?
No one gives a shit about anyone back there. They hide those guys from everyone and treat them like animals until they die. The wards all smell like puke and shit. Unattended patients, guys with maggots in their diapers, black mold in the shower, mice running around. Trust me, man. If you ever get a chance to go back there, you'll feel the horror, man.
What do you mean?
Death hangs in the air like a shroud. It's like it'll make your skin crawl. And here's the worst part. I may end up back there one day. Anyone who's sick and doing life, that's our future. No one to help take care of me or to visit me. No fucking way, Mikey. No fucking way. I ain't going out like that. I'm going to die the way I live, with pride, dignity, and honor, like a Marine. Once a Marine and always a Marine.
Don't worry about none of that. As long as I'm here to take care of you, that would never happen, ever.
Scene 2, winter, a year later. Joe has been gone for 5 days. He has come down with a lung infection. He saw the doctor who recommended that he be sent to an outside hospital to be treated with some aggressive antibiotics. Mike notices Lieutenant DeVille inside Joe's cell, packing up his property.
Excuse me, Lieutenant. What are you doing with Joe's things?
I'm putting together a care package for him until the rest of his property gets set up to him. Why is this your business?
It's my business because I'm his friend, and I'm taking care of him. When did he get back?
This morning, he's in the hospital until we get a bed ready for him in one of the wards.
Well, hold up a sec. What are you talking about until a bed is ready on the ward? It is my understanding, and Joe's too, that once the infection was cleared up, he'd be back with us, with me.
There's been a change of plans. The hospital administration has a medical decision based on Joe's condition. He now requires round-the-clock care and attention, not from you. I'm sorry. This matter is now closed and not up for debate.
Not up for debate? Are you fucking insane? Go die back there. Men are being neglected by your trained medical staff, maggots in diapers, mice in food trays, black mold, and with a straight face, you stand there and tell me that Joe is going to receive better treatment. Huh. The people who work back there are cold and indifferent, show no compassion whatsoever. None. I take care of him with respect as my close personal friend because he's earned it and deserves it. I'll always show him dignity, as much love as I can before he passes on. And you know what pisses me off the most? You and everyone else here knows it.
It's out of my hands. Now I'm giving you a direct order to leave and return to your cell, or I swear I will have you locked up so fucking fast your head will spin. You hear me, Michael?
Let me ask you something. How do you sleep at night, huh? Do you have a conscience? Any compassion? Do you even have a fucking heart? Because from where I stand, I cannot fucking tell. But you know what? Good fucking luck to you. I hope you go home and have a real good night's sleep, DeVille, because killing Joe is on you. It's all on you.
Enough!
And
Last
you plan to
time!
lock me up? What a joke.
Enough. Last time. I'm giving you a direct order to leave and return to your cell. I'm warning you, Michael. Mind your business. You understanding what I'm saying to you? Mind your business.
But Mike didn't mind his business. Neither did a lot of his friends and the friends of Joe. They wrote letters to prison officials, to prison advocacy groups and organizations, all on Joe's behalf. They spoke to prison administrators and hospital staff, but nothing came of it. During the 2 weeks that Joe had been back there, Mike and a few others had made several attempts to visit him. but they were all unsuccessful. Then Mike got lucky when one of the guards working told him he could let Mike back there with Joe for 15 minutes. It would have to do. Scene 3, prison hospital wards. Mike walks through the back of the hospital looking at the men in the bubble cells, looking at the sick, dying men in the 5-man wards, listening to their raspy breaths, the sounds of their monitors and machines, the moans and groans of men on their last go-round. The smells are indescribable, but the word that comes to mind is decay. Mike glances over to see 3 staff members sitting around a coffee table eating pizza. They don't even notice him as he slides around the corner to Joe's ward.
Jesus, it's great to see you, Joe. Nothing's the same without you. All the men are asking for you and sending their love.
Oh, it's great to see you too, Mikey. How'd you get back here? They protect this place better than Fort Knox.
One of your fellow Marines is working, so he gave me 15 minutes before the shift changes. But listen, all of us have been writing, calling, and grabbing whoever we can try and...
Listen, Mikey, you remember when you and I talked about if this was ever happening?
I do, Joe, but this is...
I'm not going out like this. I made my peace with it. I want you to stop asking these people for help. There are 2 letters at the side table drawer. One's for you, the other is for me, okay? And tell all the men thanks and trying, and I love them all. Now take a good look around. Do you really believe that I belong here, that I deserve to die here?
Joe, you know I don't. You're better than this. That's why we're all fighting to get you out of here and back with me.
They're not gonna let that happen. I'm ready, Mikey. Just keep me in your prayers and don't ever stop fighting.
You have my word.
Scene 4. Early the next morning, Mike is sitting in his cell, drinking a cup of coffee, awaiting the morning count. When his cell door suddenly opens, in steps DeVille along with Deputy Warden Benito.
To what do I owe the pleasure of your company at such an hour?
Joe passed away. He died in his sleep.
What? I appreciate you taking the time to tell me, but I'd rather be alone right now if you don't mind.
As somebody as close to Joe as you were, you don't seem at all surprised. You were seen back there yesterday, so why don't you tell me what happened?
You already know. You killed him. Another notch in your belt. Hey, Benito, you got more bodies on your belt than Hannibal fucking Lecter. Or, excuse me. You have already known. You killed him. Another notch in your belt. Hey, Benito, you got more bodies on your belt than Hannibal Lecter.
How dare you talk to me like that? I run this jail. If I find anything funny with that autopsy, I'm going to have you charged as accomplice. Okay, tough guy?
Benito and DeVille leave. Mike comes over to his window and stares out at the razor wire. The reality has sunk in.
What happened to Joe and thousands of sick, dying inmates around the country could very well be in my future unless some changes are made and compassionate release becomes law. Who would speak for the lonely, the demented, the elderly, the sick, and the dying? Who would be their voice? Is society so bloodthirsty and vindictive that men and women cannot go home and die with dignity? To die with honor and respect, surrounded by their loved ones? Is that too much to ask? Is this what we have become as people? Ask yourselves that question.
End of play.